Hello there. Let us start today's program. That in a row, continuous row of LOC, Language of Chemistry, this is the fourth lecture. I will, in this lecture, tell you a very important aspect of inorganic reactions. That in your lower class, you must be knowing that there are so many types of reactions like oxidation, reduction, or redox reactions, like displacement reaction, like double decomposition reaction, like neutralization reaction, like thermal decomposition reaction, and so many types. But let me tell you a secret. Broadly, that is the reward that we are getting from the study of oxidation number. Broadly, the entire inorganic world, inorganic reactions is divided into two types, either redox or non-redox. So many different subtypes we may remember, we may not. But we will categorize the entire inorganic world happening in two ways. Either electron giving and taking, electron loss and gain, that is redox reactions, or not electron giving or taking. No loss, no gain of electron. Nothing in between. Therefore, if you try to identify any reaction you are studying in any book belonging to either non-redox or redox, then it will be easier to find the logic, to predict the products. So from now onwards, you look at this aspect, whether it is redox or non-redox. That is the topic of today's discussion, types of inorganic reactions, introduction on redox and non-redox reactions. Now, as I have already told you, there are only two types of reactions in the world, inorganic world, redox, non-redox. I have given a name, it is metathesis. I have borrowed from an American literature. This word is not very much popular in many parts of the world, including India. So metathesis is actually a double displacement reaction. But just not to use the term redox, one American author used the term metathesis for the entire category of reaction. So please don't mind if I also tell the other category of reaction not involving electron loss or electron gain as metathesis reactions. So you may not accept this term, as many authors in India, they do not. But please don't mind, I am talking about non-redox reaction, but I will be, in most of the times, I will be talking, it is metathesis reaction. So redox or metathesis. Now, let us see what are redox reaction. Let us take the modern definition straight away. We will compare and contrast the old definition, addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, addition of non-metallic element, and all this we will be discussing also, the old definition of oxidation and reduction in a separate program. In this program, we will be talking about the modern definition of oxidation and reduction. Modern definition says oxidation is a process of loss of electron or increase in the oxidation number of an atom. Same thing, loss of electron or increase in the oxidation number of an element is same. For example, you have a situation like this, you have sodium atom. It loses one electron so that it becomes a sodium ion, Na plus. This cavity represents the loss of electron. So this process is oxidation process. Or in a reaction, for example, Na reacts with HCl to give you NaCl plus hydrogen. I am not balancing it. The oxidation number of sodium is 0 in the reactant. Tell me which rule? The first rule, that on combined state, 0. And here it is a combined state, it's equal to its valency plus 1. So here there is an increase in oxidation number. So this is called oxidation. Same thing. By losing one electron, sodium atom is converted to sodium ion. You are representing in an ionic form. Here you are representing in a molecular form, but you can find out what has happened to the oxidation number. Here the oxidation number is the real charge. Sodium was neutral and sodium chloride has an ion, positive ion plus 1. So there is an increase in oxidation number from 0 to plus 1. And what is reduction? Just the opposite. It is the gain of electron or decrease in the oxidation number of an atom. Now, if an atom gains electron, for example, an atom like say chlorine atom gains one electron. So it becomes chloride ion, and this beak or this nose, that mount, that represents the gain of one electron. This becomes chloride ion, no longer chlorine atom. So this is a reduction process or decrease in the oxidation number of an atom. Now see the same reaction. The previous example I gave you, what has happened to hydrogen? Hydrogen was plus 1. It was plus 1. Now it is 0. So is it not a decrease in oxidation number? Electron is gained because hydrogen was in the ionic form. That means it had already a cavity. And now the cavity is filled up by gaining electron. Now this is no cavity, it is 0. Both the hydrogen atoms are in the 0 state. So by gaining electron, the cavity is filled up. So this is reduction. So this sodium 0 to plus 1, it is oxidation, and hydrogen from plus 1 to 0 is reduction. So oxidation and reduction go hand in hand. If somebody will lose electron, the other body has to receive electron. So you cannot say a reaction in which oxidation has happened, not reduction, or vice versa. It's not possible. If somebody will gain electron, then somebody else has to donate electron, to lose electron. So both the two processes are two faces of the same coin. They go simultaneously, hand in hand. So that is the logic. If you find one of the processes is happening, not the other, then it is logically incorrect. Right? Now let us once again review what we have learnt about oxidation. Oxidation, sodium losing one electron. Calcium losing 2 electrons to give you Ca2 plus with 2 cavities. For example, I will draw the cavity. Calcium will have 2 cavities. Forget. Aluminium will have 3 cavities. It will lose 3 electrons. So aluminium will have 3 cavities. This is aluminium atom like this. On the other hand, if already there is a mount, for example, already there is a mount in the beginning, in the reactant stage, and that mount, that nose will be cut. So that also is oxidation, right? So here the mount is cut, and sulfide has 2 mounts, and both the mounts, both the noses have been cut. So in a very funny way, I can say that oxidation is the filling of cavity and cutting of nose. That is, either a neutral atom losing electron will become a positive ion, or a negative ion losing electron to become neutral. Similarly, reduction is the opposite. Gain of electron, a neutral atom gaining an electron to form a cavity, a mount. 1 minus. So this has one mount. So formation of nose or mount is reduction. And the opposite is filling of cavity. Already some species has cavities, or just a positive ion, and these cavities will be filled up by gaining electrons. So to sum up in a funny way, that reduction is the formation of cavity, formation of nose or mount, or it is filling of cavity. In any case, electron has to be gained. Either a neutral atom gaining electron or electrons to form a negative ion, or a positive ion accepting electron or gaining electron to be neutralized. Even supposing I say ferric ion will be converted to ferrous ion. You tell me, I give you few seconds time to think. What is the process? Ferric ion will be converted to ferrous. What will be the process? Reduction or oxidation according to modern definition. Now tell me, look at me. Now there are three cavities. There are three cavities here, and in the product side there would be two cavities. So one cavity will be filled up. Undoubtedly, one electron has to be gained, so that three cavities will be converted to two cavities. So this is a process of reduction, R. Now see this reaction. See this reaction. Zinc displacing hydrogen when treated with hydrochloric acid. You have to identify which is oxidation process and which is reduction. Both have to be there together. Yes or no? Yes. So zinc is 0 in the combined state, and this is +2. I am talking in terms of oxidation number. Whether it is a real charge, in case of zinc ion, it is a real ion. You could have written Zn2+. But since we are discussing everything in terms of oxidation number, the concept, as you understand, in the previous chapter we had a lot of discussions. Particularly the out of the way paradoxical oxidation numbers, if you have already seen that. So zinc goes from 0 to +2, so that is oxidation. That is increase in oxidation number or loss of electron. Both are synonymous. Electron has been lost, so that zinc was 0, no cavity. Now zinc ion has two cavities. So loss of electron or increase in oxidation number, this is oxidation O. Similarly, the electron has been lost by zinc. Somebody has to receive. So hydrogen is in the +1 state. It has got a cavity that is now filled up. Both the hydrogen atoms have no cavities. So +1 to 0. So this is reduction. So, if once again I tell you this reaction in terms of oxidation number change, I have already discussed this example. So, zinc has lost 2 electrons. Therefore, it has gone from 0 to +2. Loss of 2 electrons. Or increase in oxidation number. And hydrogen was in +1 state and it has become 0. So by gaining electron, the oxidation number is decreased. Always you talk in terms of ON. ON increase, ON decrease. If ON is decreased, it is reduction. Right? Now we talk about oxidizing agent and reducing agent. The one which is itself oxidized is reducing agent Ra, and the one which itself is reduced is oxidizing agent. Why such a name? Why such a name? It is because this reducing agent is responsible to reduce the oxidizing agent by losing electron, by giving electron for that to accept. That is why it is designated as a reducing agent. It is responsible for the reduction of the oxidizing agent by providing electron, by losing electron. It helps, or it is responsible for reduction of the oxidizing agent. And why this is branded as oxidizing agent? Because this is responsible to oxidize the reducing agent by accepting electron, by gaining electron. That is why the agent. So oxidizing agent, the reactant which is responsible, there is a double is. Let me immediately, whenever you see a mistake, you have to remove it. The reactant which is responsible to oxidize the reducing agent by gaining electron, that is called oxidize. That is why it is called oxidizing agent. And the oxidizing agent is itself reduced. On the contrary, reducing agent is responsible to reduce the oxidizing agent by losing electron. Hence, a reducing agent is itself oxidized. Now, therefore, zinc is reducing agent because itself is oxidized, and hydrochloric acid is the oxidizing agent here, OA, because itself it is reduced. Similarly, let us together find out what has happened. In the first example, the real ions are formed. Real ions are formed, Zn2+. You can say loss of electron, gain of electron is visible, is clearly acceptable. But this is a all covalent structures. All covalent structures, the reactants are covalent, the products are also covalent. It is a gas phase reaction, no water. Even then, we will presume that electron loss and gain have happened. Otherwise, chlorine can never go from 0 to -1. Even if it is a polar covalent bond, so it has got an extra share, extra electron density towards it. That has happened only because chlorine has gained electron. Chlorine has gained electron. Chlorine has gained electron, so that it is going to -1, or say minus delta. At least you can say minus delta. Similarly, nitrogen is here -3, as we shall find out just now. It has more electronegativity, it is more electron rich. So how it has become 0? By losing electron. So we have presumed in the concept of oxidation number, in all covalent molecules also, electron loss and gain must be happening. This is our presumption. If we presume that, then our study of inorganic reactions, particularly the redox reactions, will be very, very acceptable and understandable, right? So let us find out the oxidation number here. In this case, nitrogen is -3. How can you detect? After, whatever assignment I will give in this chapter, after a few practice sessions, you will be very much confident to find out which species has undergone change, oxidation and reduction. You can know here nitrogen is in the uncombined state. So this is definitely one of the elements which has suffered or undergone a change. Similarly, chlorine is here uncombined, here combined. So definitely chlorine is the other element which has undergone a change. You can yourself detect After a few practice sessions, you will be knowing, you can be immediately identifying which element has suffered a change. Just practice. Practice makes a man perfect. -3 and now it is 0. So this -3 to 0 is increase. So this process is oxidation. Ammonia is oxidized to nitrogen. And chlorine is 0 here, uncombined state, and here it is -1. So 0 to -1 is a decrease. That means by gaining electron, chlorine has gone from 0 to -1. So this is reduction. Decrease in oxidation number is reduction. And since ammonia is itself oxidized, this is the reducing agent. Write Ra below the agent. And since chlorine is itself reduced, this is oxidizing agent. You understand? Or should I repeat? Since ammonia is itself oxidized from -3 to 0, it is reducing agent. So you tell me, reducing agent loses electron or gains electron? Oxidizing agent loses electron or gains electron? If I ask you a question, what will be your answer? Just pause the video for a moment, think. Oxidizing agent is itself reduced, reducing agent is itself oxidized. Okay? Okay? But I am asking a different question. Which agent loses electron and which agent gains electron? Stop the video. Yes, if you have thought the reducing agent loses electron is correct. Always the reducing agent loses electron and the oxidizing agent gains electron. By losing electron, it is being oxidized, and by gaining electron, it is being reduced. So, reducing agent is itself oxidized by losing electron, and oxidizing agent is itself reduced by gaining electron. So, I will be asking you from time to time about this. Let us proceed. Now, let us take some, let us talk about metathesis. As many allege that it is your creation. Metathesis word is my creation. Mind you, it's not my creation. It is a borrowed, no doubt a borrowed term. I'm really impressed and excited with this term only because it gives a completely different flavor to this category of reaction, which is nothing to do with electron loss and gain. Instead of coining the term redox, even if you prefix a non-term, non-redox, I feel very much excited to use the term metathesis. I give you the liberty to address it as non-redox or metathesis. That is your wish. Right? Now, see these reactions. No loss or gain of electron or no change in oxidation number happens here. Balance remains the same. For example, you talk about double displacement reactions. Sometimes it is misquoted as double decomposition reaction. In many junior level books, I have seen double decomposition. So I don't take it as decomposition, it is double displacement reaction or double replacement reaction. Like neutralization reaction or a precipitation reaction, all these are metathesis. Why? Because you see sodium sulfate, barium chloride, you get a precipitate, barium sulfate is insoluble, a white precipitate. So this reaction, we have done how to find out the ionic equation. This will be AC, and we cancel the spectators. You already have learned and practiced all these things before. Here, no change has happened. Sodium is in the +1 state, here also +1. Barium in +2, here +2. So, by just practicing a few such reactions, you get a feel, you get a inward feel that yes, no electron loss or gain has happened. Similarly, here it is ferric, here also it is ferric, not ferrous. It's same ferric, +3, +3. And this is thiocyanate ion, this is thiocyanate ion, same. 3 because the valency of iron is 3 here, ferric is 3 here. Here the ammonium valency is 1. So I guess you have adequately mastered over writing formula. If you do not write the formula correctly, supposing here you write something else, then you take years and years and even centuries, you cannot balance the equation. Right? So most important is to write correct formula. Then only you will be able to balance. Right? And this is for us neutralization reaction. These are, precipitation reactions. This ferric thiocyanate is a red color, blood red color precipitate. Similarly, this is a neutralization reaction where we get water, salt plus water. So this will be sodium phosphate. This is also a double displacement reaction. So sodium phosphate, the formula of sodium phosphate is this plus water. We are not balancing it, because balancing a metathesis reaction is just a child's play. If you write the formula correctly, then the balancing of a metathesis reaction is done by usual heat and trial method. Inspection method is good enough to balance a metathesis reaction. No special technique will be required for a metathesis reaction, because just looking to the number of ions present on the two sides, you will be very easily giving the required coefficient to equalize all the elements, right? For balancing this, what you will do? What you will do, tell me. For balancing this, what you will do? You will simply, this is 3 sodium ions, this has to be 3, no doubt about it. And since you have 3 hydrogen, 6 hydrogen, here you have to also multiply 3. So that's the balanced equation. And other reactions like the gas evolution reaction, evolution of carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, H2S, these are also metathesis. Any carbonate salt reacting with a dilute acid, like dilute sulfuric acid or dilute hydrochloric acid, you get evolution of CO2, Z. This is L. And this is also metathesis. Carbon is in the +4 state here, you calculate. This is also +4. Similarly, a sulfite salt treated with any dilute acid like HCl or H2SO4 will give you SO2. Here also sulfur is +4, sulfur is +4. And the sulfate ion remains spectator. Similarly, a sulfite salt treated with acid will give you H2S. The rotten egg smell, H2S. That also the valency remains the same. No change. No change of valency. So no electron loss or gain. So I will be telling you in a dedicated video lecture after this, maybe 3 to 4 lectures after this, 11 types of metathesis reaction. 11 types in all. There are only 11 types of metathesis reactions. I will tell you all. Many of those you know, already you know, but some of them you might have missed. We will, in a very systematic manner, we have to organize them and know. Once you know any given reaction that is given to you does not belong to the 11 type of metathesis, then undoubtedly it has to be a redox reaction. That also you can get a feel that yes, one of the reactants is in an uncombined state. It has to definitely go to a combined state by losing electron or gaining electron. So once you eliminate the possibility of a non-redox or metathesis reaction, then you explore what could be the possible redox reaction. We will talk about, I will give you so many tricks to identify the products even for a redox reaction. Metathesis reaction is just a child's play. The 11 types we'll be doing later. Now in this chapter, in this lecture, what I am going to tell you, just hold on. What is your home task? What is your assignment? I will just tell you. See, I am giving you this example. Have a look. Some more examples. Sodium, when treated with water, vigorously produces hydrogen. You know, you have seen this reaction maybe in a video, that it catches sometimes fire and the sodium metal dances, different forms of dance, Western to Indian to Australian, whatever. So that, what happens to sodium? Sodium is in the zero state and goes to +1. So this is oxidation, loss of electron. And hydrogen in water is in the +1 state and it goes to zero state. This is the gain of electron reduction. So decrease in oxidation number. This is increase in oxidation number. And the one which is itself oxidized is reducing agent. Sodium is reducing agent in this reaction. And the one which is itself reduced is oxidizing agent. Water is the oxidizing agent here, OA. Let's say another. Phosphorus reacting with chlorine, supposing it gives PCl3. We have not large excess of chlorine, we have small amount of chlorine, so it doesn't give PCl5. It's supposing it gives PCl3. Then what happened? What has happened to the oxidation numbers? Since all of them, both these are elements, definitely electron exchange has happened. Phosphorus has gone from 0 to +3. You find out by X method. So this is oxidation. And chlorine has gone from 0 to -1. I remind you that always you write oxidation number on the basis of a single atom, not -3, -1. But when you calculate, then you say +3 -3 is equal to 0. But when you write just above the element, symbol of the element, you write on per atom basis for a single atom, so that it will be justified for a comparison. What has happened? 0 to -1 and 0 to +3. So since it is oxidized, it is reducing agent, and since chlorine is reduced, it is oxidizing agent. Let's take another reaction. Copper oxide, when heated in ammonia gas, it will be giving metallic copper, nitrogen gas and water. So what has happened? Copper is in the +2 state. In the combined state, it is +2. This is -2. So +2, it has gone to 0 on combined state. So this is gain of electron or decrease in oxidation number. This process is reduction. And ammonia, nitrogen is -3. And it has gone to 0. So this is increase in oxidation number or loss of electron. So that is why this is reducing agent. This process is oxidation, but this is reducing agent, because reducing agent is itself oxidized. Right? Your job in this chapter is not to find out what will be the products. That trick I will be giving you in slow and steady doses. You just hold on. Continue your journey with me. In this chapter, you will be mastering over identifying the element which has suffered a change and assigning their correct oxidation numbers and indicating by arrow mark, by connectivity line, which process is oxidation, which is reduction, and which is OA and which is RA. Now another two examples. Copper reacting with, say, concentrated nitric acid to give you the reddish brown gas, NO2, and cupric nitrate and water. So here copper has undergone an increase in oxidation number from 0 to +2. So hence it is oxidation process, and therefore this is the reducing agent. And nitric acid has undergone a decrease from +5 here in nitric acid. If you calculate by X method, it will be +5, and here it is +4. So there is a decrease in oxidation number. So this process is reduction, and this is OA, oxidizing agent. And the last one, potassium permanganate reacting with ferrous sulfate. Acidified potassium permanganate, purple color of potassium permanganate vanishes, because this reaction converts permanganate to Mn2 plus. So permanganate color is discharged because of this redox reaction. What has happened? If you look to the products, you will find this is ferrous plus 2, this is ferric. So this is the oxidation process. Ferrous sulfate has been oxidized to ferric sulfate. Ferrous ion is oxidized to ferric ion. And what has happened to reduction? In potassium permanganate, it is manganese is plus 7, and in manganese sulfate, manganese 2 sulfate, it is plus 2. So from plus 7 to plus 2, this is reduction. And hence, potassium permanganate is oxidizing agent OA, and ferrous sulfate is Ra. And if you talk about the ionic equation, permanganate ion has been reduced to manganese ion, and ferrous ion has been oxidized to ferric ion. H plus ion is the helper. Without H plus ion, the reaction will not happen. Therefore, it is a support for the electron exchange process, because water formation will happen, right? So we will see that how it will be balanced by ionic equation method, ion electron method, or oxidation number method. We shall be learning several skills how to balance these big redox equations. To balance metathesis reaction is just a child's play. Write the formula correctly and balance by heat and trial method. Now, before we close this session, let us see manganese dioxide is a black colored substance. And when it reacts with hydrochloric acid, supposing I will give you this reaction. When I was given this reaction at your stage, I wrote like this. You write, I am give a pause. I wrote like this. MnO2 plus HCl, I wrote MnCl2. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wrote like this, plus water. MnO2 plus HCl giving you MnCl2 plus water. But if you also have written in this way, I have a question for you. You have to answer. Manganese, what is the oxidation number of manganese? Tell me. It is plus 4 because it is normal oxide. So X minus 4 is equal to 0. So X is equal to plus 4. And here what is the oxidation number of manganese? It is a monoatomic ion. So valency is equal to its oxidation number plus 2. So from plus 4 to plus 2, this is decrease in oxidation number, that is reduction. So if reduction is happening, if electron gain is happening, where is electron loss? Where from electron has come for the gain? Somebody has to lose electron. So if you are predicting that this has undergone a decrease, that means this is an oxidizing agent. So this is bound to be a reducing agent to lose. So here chlorine is in the minus 1 state. It will lose electron to become 0. 0 is the stable state. So minus 1, it will go to 0. So what is the substance where chlorine enjoys oxidation number of 0? It is none other than the elemental chlorine, which is diatomic. So minus 1 to 0. So this is oxidation. So my teacher explained to me, yes, if this is reduction, though you show me where is oxidation, then I looked at the sky, the blue sky. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I looked at the roof. I could not get the answer. If this is reduced, then where is oxidation? Then my teacher told, yes, if oxidizing agent is reduced, then the reducing agent is oxidized. Hydrogen cannot be further oxidized. It is already in the plus 1 state. Hydrogen cannot lose more than 1 electron because it has only 1 electron it has already lost. So hydrogen can never suffer oxidation. So it is chloride ion which has a nose will be cut, right? So chlorine is the product. So I had missed a very important product. So once you learn the concept of oxidation number, that will facilitate your prediction process, your understanding process, right? Now, we are on the verge of balancing reaction equations is easy for non-redox metathesis by heat and trial. But redox reaction for simple redox reactions like this, sodium plus water, this plus this. So these simple redox reactions you can balance by heat and trial method. But others, more complicated ones, others have to be balanced by equalizing the total number of electrons lost with total number of electrons gained. You have to adopt some special techniques. We shall have dedicated videos for that. Each technique we have one video. The methods for balancing redox reaction equations to be discussed later. Now I will just introduce a type of redox reaction which is called disproportionation reaction. What? How to pronounce it? Disproportionation reaction. This is a redox reaction, no doubt. But this is one type of redox reaction that is called disproportionation reaction. The definition is the same element gets oxidized as well as reduced. If in a reaction the same element loses electron and in another atom it gains electron, maybe 3 atoms or 5 atoms, few of them will lose and few of them will gain. If same elements, here chlorine is 0 and here it is plus 5. So this is oxidation. And same chlorine is 0 and this is minus 1, chloride. So this is reduction. So if a single element undergoes oxidation as well as reduction, that kind of redox reaction has a special name called disproportionation reaction. Similarly, when you heat phosphorus, you get phosphine and phosphoric acid. So phosphorus here is plus 3 and here phosphorus is minus 3. So plus 3 to minus 3, this is a decrease reduction. And in phosphoric acid it is plus 5. So plus 3 to plus 5, it is oxidation. So these reactions are branded as disproportionation reactions. Just I have introduced. We will be taking up many examples of this type in our subsequent videos. Now another type is called self-redox reaction or auto-redox reaction. In this case, not the same element, but the same substance will undergo oxidation as well as reduction. Many thermal decompositions belong to this category. Not all. You know, in your lower level books, if you study only the division classification, including everything, non-redox and redox classified under the same banner, under the same main category, inorganic reactions. That under double displacement, that under displacement. Displacement is a redox reaction, double displacement is a metathesis reaction. So if you categorize into two main categories, then it is simplified. It is much simplified. Now, most of the thermal decompositions are self-redox reactions. Here, 2 elements are involved. If you find the oxidation number of nitrogen here is plus 5, you can find. Because lead nitrate, if you take the whole molecule, it will take more time. If you split them into nitrate ion and find the oxidation number of nitrogen in nitrate ion, it will be easier. Because I told you in my earlier video in oxidation number concept that the oxidation number remains the same whether it is in a neutral molecule or it is a naked ion. So if you take the entire molecule, that's no harm. But you have to spend a longer time. Lead is plus 2, then 2x of identical type, then 6 2s are minus 12 is equal to 0. But if you take only nitrate ion, x minus 6 is equal to minus 1 because it is an ion, so x is equal to plus 5. So nitrogen is in the plus 5 state, and here in the product it is in the plus 4 state. So this is reduction. And oxygen is in the minus 2 state and it is 0 state. So there are 2 elements involved in this reagent. I mean in this reactant. So minus 2 to 0, it is oxidation. I'm sorry, because it is increase in oxidation number or loss of electron. right? So such reactions, you need not have to assign OA and RA, because the same species is OA and the same species is RA. So both disproportionation as well as the self-redox reaction, nobody will ask you, tell me which is OA, oxidizing agent, which is RA. Nobody will ask you that. So you need not have to mention which is OA and which is RA, because the same molecule, either the same element or the same compound, undergoes oxidation or reduction. Similarly, when you heat potassium chlorate, it will give you potassium chloride and oxygen. In fact, this is catalyzed by another catalyst, manganese dioxide. Otherwise, the rate of reaction is extremely slow. So if you add manganese dioxide, which will act as a catalyst, but the reaction rate enhances rapidly to a great extent. Now, let us not talk about the catalyst now. Chlorine is in the +5 state here. You can calculate that. This is in the -1 state. So this is decrease in the oxidation number. This process is reduction. And as usual, oxygen is -2 and this is 0. This is increase in oxidation number. This is oxidation. So this is a kind of self-redox reaction that is a similar type of type 2 disproportionation, but different. In disproportionation, same element, but here in this type, this same compound but different elements. Now you already know, just for fun I am telling you those reactions which involve absorption of energy. Heat is absorbed, it is called endothermic. Heat is absorbed, it is endothermic reaction, and heat is evolved, it is exothermic reaction. Most of the reactions are exothermic. For example, this is endothermic. This example is endo, and this is exo. And the bottom line is, most of the reactions are exothermic, fewer reactions are endothermic. For example, you take washing soda from your home and treat it with vinegar in a test tube or in any container. Stir it and just hold it in your palm. You will find definitely a cooling effect, because heat will be absorbed from the vicinity, from the surrounding, that is your palm. So palm will be getting cold. But here, if you burn methane or any fuel with oxygen, a lot of heat will be evolved. So that is exothermic. So why I told this? Because while you categorize in one way, that is metathesis or redox, non-redox or redox. This is one way of categorizing inorganic reactions. This is another way in terms of heat absorbed or evolved. And to write a complete reaction equation, you not only have to write the heat absorbed or evolved. This is an exothermic process where heat is evolved, formation of ammonia in the Haber's process. You have to also write the catalyst. This catalyst, this is a promoter, and this is the temperature, and this is the pressure. So if you write everything, that represents a full, and also you have to balance. So that represents the entire full equation. But for us, we will not bother this. We only play with equations and then balance it. And try to know whether it is redox or non-redox. After you learn all the 11 types of metathesis, you will be definitely more confident to identify a reaction, whether it is redox or non-redox. But I have also given in this assignment, I have given to indicate which is a non-redox or metathesis reaction. Let me write down. I have advocated so much for metathesis term. So why not I write now with all conviction? Because I have given you the liberty. Which is metathesis? By giving a symbol, say M. By giving a symbol M, short symbol M. And which is redox? By giving a symbol R. A redox by giving a symbol R. So you have to identify which is, you can know. For example, here this is a double displacement reaction. All the valencies are retained. So this has to be a metathesis. So here you find an element is produced. There was no element. Is an element to the zero state. So definitely a redox reaction has happened. And I have told you only to balance the non-redox or metathesis reaction. Not to balance the redox reaction. You have to identify which is metathesis, which is redox. And only you balance the redox reaction. I'm sorry, the non-redox reaction. For balancing redox reactions, we have so many sessions. Maybe 3 dedicated lectures will be for balancing redox reactions, right? So you do all this, and this is another assignment. Whether you are filling the cavity or you are cutting the nose, you have to identify which process is oxidation, which is reduction. This is a single process I am giving. It's not a reaction. It is a part. It is a part. So you have to identify which is oxidation, which is reduction, and you have to fill up the blank either in missing electron or missing species, right? You have to do that. And in the last one, this is most interesting part. You have to identify by giving a connectivity line which is oxidized, which is reduced, assigning the oxidation numbers of the element suffering change. Here sulfur is the culprit. When sulfur is the elemental form, this is in the combined form. You can know with a little bit of experience, you can know that nitrogen here is changing. Nitrogen is +5, this is +2. So identify the elements, assign their oxidation numbers in both the sides, and show the connectivity line, which is oxidation process, which is reduction process, and also say which is OA and which is RA, right? Only for disproportionation reaction and auto-redox reaction, you need not have to say which is RA, which is, right? So these are the 25 questions I have given you for a hard practice. So you promise me you have to take it seriously. I have given you a link below. From the link you can get that file from the net, and you can tally. Unless and until you complete this assignment, you should not look to the answer. Even if you take the download, you download it and see the questions without just going to the answer part, you just look to the questions and solve in your copies, and then you can check with the answer. And if you find any error, because to err is human, so I might have committed some error, you please indicate so that I will correct it at least in the hard copy, in the soft copy, that the link I will make a correction, right? Bye-bye.